Welcome to Unsung Heroes, the series where we shine a light on figures who changed the world. Today, we tell the incredible story of Harriet Tubman, the conductor of the Underground Railroad. Imagine a world where freedom is just a dream whispered in the dark. For a young girl named Araminta Ross, born into slavery in Maryland around 1822, this was reality. We know her today as Harriet Tubman. From her earliest days, life was a constant struggle. She was hired out to various masters, facing brutal work and even harsher punishments. One day, a severe head injury, inflicted by an overseer, left her with lifelong seizures and headaches, but also vivid visions she believed were messages from God. These visions fueled a deep, unshakable faith and a burning desire for liberty. Harriet saw the cruelty of slavery firsthand. She watched as her own sisters were sold away, their families torn apart forever. This heartbreak planted a seed of defiance in her soul. She knew she was not meant to be a slave. She was meant to be free. In 1849, the time came. After her owner died, Harriet and her brothers planned their escape. Fearful, her brothers turned back, but Harriet pressed on alone. Guided by the North Star and her unwavering faith, she traveled nearly 90 miles through the wilderness, from Maryland to the free state of Pennsylvania. She later said, "When I found I had crossed that line, I looked at my hands to see if I was the same person. There was such a glory over everything. The sun came like gold through the trees, and I felt like I was in heaven. But freedom felt incomplete. Her family, her husband, and her community were still in bondage. At that moment, she made a promise. She would go back. This promise transformed Harriet Tubman into the legendary Moses of her people. She became the most famous conductor on the Underground Railroad, a secret network of safe houses and brave abolitionists. For the next decade, Harriet risked her life again and again. She made about 13 treacherous journeys back into the heart of slave territory. Disguised, she moved under the cover of night, using spirituals as coded messages to guide the fugitives. Songs like Go Down, Moses, and Wade in the Water were not just hymns, they were signals, telling people when to hide, when to run, and where to cross rivers to throw off the scent of tracking dogs. Her methods were strict and effective. She was known to carry a pistol, not to harm anyone, but to threaten any frightened escapee who considered turning back. She knew that a single person returning could jeopardize the entire network and everyone's safety. Her leadership was absolute, and her success was astonishing. She proudly boasted, "I was the conductor of the Underground Railroad for 8 years, and I can say what most conductors couldn't say. I never ran my train off the track, and I never lost a passenger." Through her courage, she personally guided more than 70 people, including her elderly parents and other family members, to freedom. Her reputation grew, and a massive bounty was placed on her head, yet she was never caught. When the Civil War erupted in 1861, Harriet saw a new way to fight for freedom. Her knowledge of the southern terrain and her experience with covert operations made her an invaluable asset to the Union Army. She served as a nurse, a scout, and most remarkably, a spy. She recruited a team of scouts to map the territory, rivers, and enemy encampments. Her greatest military achievement came in 1863 with the Combahee River Raid in South Carolina. Harriet Tubman helped lead the assault, guiding Union gunboats through treacherous waters mined with Confederate explosives. The raid was a stunning success. They liberated plantations, destroyed Confederate supply lines, and freed more than 750 enslaved people. She became the first woman to lead an armed expedition in the war, a feat unheard of for any woman at the time, let alone a black woman who had been born a slave. Even after the war and the abolition of slavery, Harriet's fight was far from over. She settled in Auburn, New York, on land she purchased from an abolitionist senator. But she didn't retire into a quiet life. She dedicated her later years to caring for others. She was a passionate advocate for women's suffrage, working alongside leaders like Susan B. Anthony and Emily Howland. She argued that if she could serve her country in war, she deserved the right to vote. She understood that the fight for freedom was interconnected with the fight for equal rights for all people. Her home became a sanctuary for the poor and sick. She eventually established the Harriet Tubman Home for the Aged, a place to care for elderly and indigent African Americans, ensuring they could live their final years with dignity. She poured all her resources and energy into this project, a final testament to her lifelong commitment to her community. Harriet Tubman lived a long and monumental life, passing away in 1913 at around 91 years old. She was buried with semi-military honors at Fort Hill Cemetery in Auburn. From a girl who dreamed of freedom to a conductor who led hundreds to it, from a spy who changed the course of a battle to an activist who fought for the rights of all, Harriet Tubman's story is a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit. She was a woman of immense courage, unshakable faith, and a deep love for her people. Her legacy is not just in the history books. It lives on in the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. She proved that one person, armed with determination and a belief in what is right, can indeed change the world. She wasn't just an unsung hero. She was a giant of American history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Harriet Tubman's incredible life. If you found this story as inspiring as we did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with others. Don't forget to subscribe to Unsung Heroes and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next episode. Thanks for watching.